Hi everyone, I am Jare Tiamiyu, as you all know, and this will be a special edition of one of my shows here. And on this note, I will be analyzing the issues as regards the 2026 governorship election in Osun State. As we all know that, different political parties have concluded their primaries. Now we have Governor Ademola Adeleke as the candidate of the Accord Party. We have Asiwaju Muniruddin Bola Oyebamiji as the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, and we have Right Honorable Najim Folasayo Salam as the candidate of the African Democratic Congress. Yes, ADC. These are the leading candidates. So other parties also have their candidates. The Labour Party have had their primaries. The NNPP now have a candidate. Even the Boot Party, the APP, and every other party now has a candidate. But my discussion today will be on the issues that we saw around the candidacy of the APC. There were crises, there were issues, there were even internal rankings, attacks from one camp to the other, most especially from the Hamburg camp and the Omishori camp. And there are some things that actually played out. And I want to talk about how and why Asiwaju Muniruddin Bola Oyebamiji got that ticket. And this is just for you, for you and I to also learn some of those things. We may not be politicians, but there are some of the things that I have actually looked at. I've been following this matter for some time, since the beginning of this. Number one thing is relationship with colleagues that serve with him with former governor Aregbesola, and also while serving with former governor Oyetola. When you ask those people, most of them will tell you that yes, Bola Oyebamiji is a fantastic person, but I don't believe that he should be the next governor because we have my own person, my own candidate. But he still maintains a very good relationship with some of those people, and that's one of the things that I have seen. That's one of the qualities that I've seen. At least when you have worked with people, even those that are with former governor Aregbesola, if you ask some of them, they don't have much issue with the personality of Bola Oyebamiji. But political differences, which is actually understandable, which is actually commendable, at least they have they stand with the ideology, and I want to appreciate those people for that. Another thing is, people have been saying that it's calm, it's intelligent, even though we have not been, we have not been able to actually verify that much, because. But one thing is this: the next, say, 7-8 months, we put that intelligence, that calmness into text, and I believe that some people will continue to see. Another one which I want to say is the optics during visitation. Politics is beyond what we see, but politics has a lot to do with what we see. During the consultation at aspiration level, when all of them were aspirants, a lot of people when Bola Oyebamiji was moving, you will see some of the pictures. You can see some of the pictures here and there. That is the optics that the people outside Osun saw during that period. My interaction with some people realized that he's the one that has the largest majority. People followed him among the party members, and that is the optics. And that is one of the things that as an upcoming politician, you should learn more on how to keep, when it is not reported, it has never happened. The optics, how to ensure that people follow you, they have to document your visitations. They are very important in politics. They may not be important now, but I can tell you that time will come when the deciders will look at those things. And that is one of the things that I believe that also handed him the ticket. Then the Oyetola's factor. Oyetola's factor worked for him in 2 ways. It worked for him to get the ticket, and it also worked for him against the ticket. Let me tell you one of those things. One of the things is that there are some people in the race that will tell you that I don't have issue with Bola Oyebamiji, but Oyetola has not been a good leader in this party. They said it. A lot of people said it. We don't believe that Oyetola bringing a candidate forward should be something that we should bring, because we should adopt, because this and this. That is the opinion of some people. But some people still believe that no, Oyetola is our leader, and that is, the majority of APC will still say Oyetola is their leader, all this and that. And because of that, they believe that whatever he says is final, and then this is the person that he wants. Let all of us support him, and that is why some people supported him. So the factor of Oyetola actually helped, and then even mere looking at the way he was able to navigate the Abuja factor, I mean, the Abuja factor, you will know that Oyetola's factor was very, very prominent in how he was able to navigate that, from the national secretariat that led to the screening out of six of the seven of the eight opponents that he had, leaving just one, the weakest of all, that is Honorable Monica Adeola. It's not that she's weak, but being a female aspirant among the men, 8 men, you know that at least she has the least of the chances. But however, she was left, and we have every other person being screened out. Till today, the APC screening appeal committee has not come out to tell us what the result of the appeal, what the report of the appeal is. We have not seen it. But that's one of the factors. Then navigating the presidency, we still cannot rule out the relationship between President Bola Tinubu and former governor Aregbesola, who is now the Minister of Interior. So that factors worked for him very well. And the last one, which is the biggest one, is the Tinubu's factor. We all know that meeting that we all saw the picture, we know the role is played. We know the role that meeting played in ensuring that all free nerves were calmed, in ensuring that even the agreed party actually came for consensus. And that is one of those biggest factors. You don't know, maybe, President Tinubu has interest in him, but, that meeting was actually what helped in ensuring that there is a consensus, and he won that ticket. And let me say this is not to say that, he's a better candidate, is this and that. It's just to tell you that politics has its own dynamics. The way it was played in Edo, when the crisis actually engulfed their first primaries before Tinubu's intervention, all this and that, is different from the way it played out in Osun State. And I can say that this format may not work in another state, even as close as Oyo. We all know what happened in Ekiti, but in Osun is another very different dimension. And that's to say politics in Osun is different from what is obtainable any other place. There are no two states that are equal when it comes to the way politics are being played. And that's just my observation now. That is not to say that he's the best candidate. That is just to say, it's not to say that he's better than any other person. That is just to tell you that there are ways, these are some things that you should learn. Learn to be a good marrier. Learn to have a good relationship and maintain it with some people. But on that note, I want to say thank you for being part of this. I will be doing this, and then I will be analyzing their agenda when the time comes. This is not the same show with insightful men where we'll be having interviews. But this is just to analyze what we have seen as residents and journalists working in the state, and also to tell you what are obtainable as far as the governorship election is ongoing. Thank you so much for being part of this. My name is Charlie. Bye for now.